You say you have no time to learn. Then you're basically saying you have no time for your future. It's like running a machine continuously at 100%. It works until it doesn't. Today we're talking about the busy trap and why learning is the only way to build the reserves you need for a changing world. Let's dive in.
3 thinkers, 1 goal. Welcome to the podcast to support people in improving collaborative work.
Hi everyone, I'm Günther. For me, collaboration isn't a coincidence. It's a result of clear rules and efficient communication. And one of those rules should be never stop improving your own process. Learning isn't a luxury for a Friday afternoon. It's the maintenance your professional engine needs to stay reliable.
And I'm Thomas. Tech is my passion, but looking at the broader market, I see so many teams struggling with powerful AI assistants simply because they won't take 10 minutes to learn the basics.
How sad.
That's not busy. That's a massive waste of potential that we see across all sectors right now.
Certainly. And I'm Carsten. The 3 of us actually started this whole journey because of our shared learning sessions in the past.
Yeah.
We've always believed that learning is the key for everything we do. But looking around us at the moment, it feels more and more people are running at their 100% mark and are still struggling to fulfill today's requirements. And what about tomorrow?
Exactly. It really is a dead end, Carsten. But let's be realistic. When the market pressure rises and the budget is tight, managers feel they have to choose between paying the bills today and learning for tomorrow. In manufacturing or services, development is often the first thing to be sacrificed to save the quarterly results. It's a brutal trade-off.
Okay, I see that point, Günther, but here's the hard truth. If a company has no money, it has no future, sure. But if it has no people who keep learning, it won't even understand the future it is trying to survive in. So if you only fix the now, you're only delaying your bankruptcy, but it's going to happen.
Yeah.
And let's look at the efficiency side, especially with the rapid evolution of tools like Microsoft Copilot or other AI assistants. If you're in a financial crisis, you need the efficiency gains these tools provide. Staying busy with old manual methods because you don't have time to learn means you're intentionally staying slow and expensive. That's not a survival strategy, it's a downward spiral.
Oh, yeah.
This brings us to the point we discussed earlier regarding processors and engines. Many teams are operating under full load in a supposedly stable environment. It looks well managed. But is it, if you have no reserves left?
That's exactly the risk. In a crisis, we tend to push everything to 100% to compensate for the pressure. But real business is dynamic. As soon as a new competitor or a market shift enters the game, that engine needs to rev up. If you haven't built in a buffer through learning better processes, your system simply overheats. You can't fight a 2026 crisis with a 2020 mindset.
Precisely. If you drive every lap at the absolute limit without a pit stop to check the vitals, you'll end up in the grass. Technical debt isn't just about code, it's about people and workflows. But Carsten, we've been advocating for a learning culture for years. How do we help teams build these reserves when there is literally no money for fancy seminars?
Yeah, it's a challenge, but I think we need to go back to the core of what we do. Learning is sharing.
Yes.
Especially when budgets are zero, focusing on the working out loud or social learning mindset is the solution. The knowledge is already in the room, and with a small budget, you are up and running. However, there is a hurdle. People are often afraid to share because they think knowledge is power, especially when jobs are at risk.
That's where we need to change the narrative. In our sessions, we realized that the opposite is true. You gain reputation and job security by sharing. When you explain a complex AI workflow to a colleague, you're forced to truly master it yourself. You reinforce your own skills, and suddenly, you're the one everyone turns to when things get complicated.
That's right.
Yeah, for the company, that's where the real profit is generated without spending a dime on external trainers. A single person knowing a trick is a small win. The whole team knowing it is a transformation. We need to break those silos. Explaining and sharing isn't extra work. It is the highest form of professional work because it multiplies the value of knowledge.
Right. The spice must flow. Knowledge must flow. If you hoard it, it dies. If you share it, it gains interest like a high-yield investment for the whole organization.
There we go with the Dunes quote again. But the point is true. Innovation will never happen in a room where knowledge stops flowing.
My takeaway, make learning a rule, not an exception. Especially in a crisis.
Especially.
If you don't have 50 minutes to learn how to be more efficient, you don't have a strategy. You just have a crisis. Full stop.
Don't wait for formal training or budget approval. Experiment with AI tools you already have. Find one small thing that makes you 1% faster. Those gains compound and create the breathing room you need.
Be the one who shares. Don't worry about losing your edge. You gain reputation and you truly master the topic. Learning is the only resource that grows when you spend it.
Well said. What about you? Are you building reserves, or is your system about to overheat? Let us know in the comments.
Thank you for listening to our discussion. Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast to make sure you don't miss our next episode. Until next time, at 3 Thinkers, 1 Goal. Becoming smarter, 1 episode at a time.